So contractors take risks every day. It's your job as a contractor to take a risk. You give a stipulated price contract to an owner and you have to perform that job to that price. If you don't, you lose money. Subcontractors are the same way. With the technology changing in the business, those contractors that are able to manage those risks appropriately are going to be the ones that are going to be successful. What we're seeing lately is a lot of trends that are changing the way we do construction. Technology is one of them, modularization, prefabrication, all of these things are things that are new to our industry, and even the delivery models are becoming new and changing. Not everybody's jumping on board or jumping on the bandwagon with every type of technology. BIM is something that's been around for a number of years now, and there's only a select number of contractors that are using it on a daily basis. Well, with the evolution of technology in the construction business, scope creep is actually, as a result, becoming a factor. With margins thinning and competition at an all-time high, we're seeing contractors that are doing elements of their business that aren't fundamental to it. So you've got a general contractor that may be self-performing, or you have a subcontractor that is doing something outside of their trade definition. The issues that you can run into there is that if you're a contractor that has decided you're going to pick up some electrical work or some non-structural demo as an additional portion to make some revenue, and you don't let your underwriter know that you're doing that, or your broker know that you're doing that, you could be in breach of your insurance contract as a result of not communicating that correctly. If the underwriter is not aware of one of the risks that you potentially have on a job site, they can't underwrite or charge accordingly for that. And as a result, you could have an uninsured loss. One of the other things that we're seeing now is prefabrication, modularization. Both of those things are meant to really increase productivity. What we're seeing is contractors are putting together large portions of buildings off-site, bringing them to site and putting it all together at once, or even having a third-party manufacturer put it together and ship it from other countries. Globalization is also a factor in this. All of these things are things that are changing the way we deliver a building or a product to an owner. And those companies that do a good job of staying on top of the relevant technologies are going to be the ones that are going to be successful. There's also a big trend right now for QBS, which is quality-based selection. The consultants of the world, and in particular in Britain, have all of their selection based on QBS, quality-based selection, meaning that the small architectural shop isn't going to get the job for a large high-rise building downtown, just based on their qualifications alone. The trend is starting to at least gain some traction in North America. If you've got a publicly funded job, do you want to make sure that it's built to the very lowest cost or to the very highest standard? And that's a big discussion that's taking place now in our industry. As a result of it, we're seeing a bit of a trend in the way of some different delivery models, one of those being IPD. We now have the CCDC 30, which is a new contract, a Canadian contract for integrated project delivery. It's a new model, it's a new way of delivering a product to an owner. These are all things that are going to be continually changing as the industry progresses, and things that you need to be aware of and even educated on so that you don't miss the boat. And if these are trends that continue, you want to be a part of it. Some of the new things that are occurring across the country, we've seen a new Liens Act take place in Ontario, where they're going to require all public jobs over $500,000 be bonded with performance bonds. We're also seeing a trend towards a lot of people not getting paid. So accounts receivable are becoming a major issue. The government's trying to get involved with enacting some form of prompt pay, and we'll see how that trends. I'm sure that most subcontractors would like to see that. There's a lot of general contractors out there that already operate in that manner, but not all of them do. And we want to make sure that as an industry, we're protecting the people because they can't necessarily have all the capital in the world to extend their accounts receivable to 120 days. The construction industry used to be Canadian-based. It's now expanded to other countries and other continents. The Walter Tail Bridge is a great example of that. Not all end in delays and issues with the job, but that one did in particular. It's a great example of how globalization can be a risk and a factor moving forward in the business. With the new trends and emerging risks in construction, the key is communication. If you're communicating properly with your entire group of consulting professionals, specifically as it relates to us, risk and insurance, knowledge is power. And if we have the knowledge of what you're doing, how you're doing it, that's going to help us make sure that your risks are covered from an insurance standpoint. And we can also help you cover the ones that aren't insurable. So those are the things that we just need to know about those things. If you've got anything new going on in your business that's different than you were doing the year before, let us know, because the knowledge is going to help us mitigate your risks for you.